where we show you how to defeat the doom and gloom. That's right, I'm your host, Anthony Acosta, joined with my friend, Mr. Pedro here. I got a question for you listeners. Who wrote the book of Genesis? Do you know the answer to that question? We should know as Catholics. The answer is Moses, by the way. He wrote the first 5 books of the Bible, but we really have to believe it, and we really have to believe that what he wrote down is something that he believed. Okay, so when we hear these stories, we have to understand them to be true. And so we're talking about Cain and Abel. I'm turning it over to you again, Mr. Pedro.
So what the devil does first when he's defeated in heaven, he comes to earth to stop the birth of Jesus by tempting Eve to sin. Mm-hmm. Okay, so he thinks that if he makes the human soul he corrupts the human soul. Jesus cannot be born from a woman because his holiness demands the soul of the mother to be holy.
Right.
So that was his first. He knows that Eve has the womb that's going to be birth to the whole of humanity. Then we had the story of Cain and Abel. We know the story. Like Abel offers
insufficient sacrifice.
The lambs to God, and his best lamb, and Cain is offering his second class cultivation, whatever he's cultivating back then. So God shows a little bit of preference for Abel. Cain feels jealous, kills his brother. God asks him, "Where is your brother?" I don't know. I know my brother's keeper, although he should be. And then eventually he's punished with a mark, and he decides to leave Adam and Eve, and he goes to what they call back then the land of Nod. And then what exactly happens next is that you had 2 civilizations: the civilization of Cain and the land of Nod, and the civilization of Adam. And Adam continues the patriarchy through his son Seth. Seth replaces Abel.
Right.
So he's
after Abel's murder.
And the civilization of Adam, Seth, is they're shepherds. They worship God. They're into the healthy life. And on the other hand, they're inventing cities and music, and
right.
It was the civilization of Cain invented basically civilization. They're the very first stone cities are done by the civilization of Cain. That doesn't mean a city is a bad thing, but that's the path they follow back then. So now there's it's over 1,600 years between Adam and Noah. So you can populate the world. You can have mega structures. You can learn how to do those huge mega structures we're finding all over the world in 1,600 years.
And I think it takes 1,600 years to destroy a world.
Exactly. That's what we don't know who made them because of the flood. Right. Okay, we're finding the mega structure. We don't know who made it. Okay, so something happened in between, and this is where it says that the sons of God saw the daughters of man. They saw beauty on them, and they wanted to marry them. Mm-hmm. Now, this is yes. We're not talking about angels.
We're not talking about.
We're not talking about the book. Let me tell you, the book of Enoch is not even approved in the Jewish canon. Okay, right. So it's a misinterpretation. When we talk about the sons of God, we talk about the people that worship God.
The line of Seth.
The line of Seth. When we talk about the daughters of men, we're talking about the line of Cain. So basically what happened is the line of Seth start intermarrying the line of Cain, and then we got a hybrid culture called the Nephilim.
Okay. So one civilization, the line of Cain, has their own like little city and all this stuff, and the people on the outskirts of the city of God. And then finally, the people in the cities are coming out to mingle with the city, and they create a new line, a new civilization. Yeah,
it makes sense after, let's say 500 years. Yeah. I don't know how long it took for that, but after 500 years, you have thousands, millions of people on the planet already. So they're going to meet each other at some time. But I can see the line of said, "Don't marry the line of Cain." I could see that would be a sin. Mm-hmm. But then some people on the line of said disobey, and they went and married them, and then more people got it, and eventually the line of Cain was already into witchcraft, immorality, so they brought that into the line of Seth. So by the time Noah is born, most of the world had lost the faith.
Yes.
Okay, that's what happened.
Okay, and I think I'm glad you're bringing that, because you're answering a lot of questions in that one conversation alone. A lot of people really truly believe that, we have a race of giants, we have a race of cyclops, and that comes from fallen angels mingling with humans, and they create these atrocities in the world. But obviously, the book of Enoch is not part of the canon for a reason. It was.
It's not the Christian canon,
like
and it's not the
right?
Hebrew canon either. So just to let you know, there can only be one incarnation.
Right, and the angels cannot incarnate. That's so good.
The angels have babies with women. We're talking about incarnations. They don't have the power of the Holy Spirit.
Amen. And you were also saying something crazy too. The angels, the demons, want to create something that is not of God, right?
Exactly.
God has created man and female, so the demons want to create something in between.
And that's why they push men to be female and females to be men, because they want something. They don't want. They want to claim they created something, like God created something.
Right. They want that credit.
But they cannot claim men. They cannot claim women. So they have to claim something in between, and that's why they push at the root of this transsexual movement is evil.
Right.
It's the will of the devil.
Yes, and everything that is created by God natural, then everything that's not created by God would be unnatural. Right? So that's why there are disorders in the world, and sin causes disorder, because sin is when we go against our own nature. Whether we like it or not, some things are, some things feel good, but we know they aren't good for us, and we still go against that. St. Paul talks about, I do the things I do and not know for what I do, and doing what I shouldn't do, and doing, all that mumbo jumbo.
It's not about pleasure, it's about self-sacrifice.
Yes, there you go.
Okay, so God punished the world and sends the flood, and Noah and his 3 sons and his wife and the 3 daughters-in-law, they're the only survivors. And they land on the mountains of Ararat, and they start civilization right there. Which is very interesting. This is for later on.
Okay.
If you go down the mountains of Ararat all the way to the ocean, you end in Mesopotamia.
Oh.
And if you make the calculation, history starts about the time where Noah lands.
Okay.
That's when they had writing. You don't have writing before because it got destroyed by the flood.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Okay, so the sons of Noah. Let's go into Genesis 9:18 and 18 and through 19. Okay, the 3 sons of Noah.
I'm pulling it up.
The sons of Noah who came out of the ark were Shem, Ham, Japheth. Ham was the father of Canaan, and that's going to become very important on the history of Abel. These 3 were the sons of Noah, and from then the whole earth was populated. Okay, so we had 3 genetic strands populating the whole world.
Ham's son is Canaan, just so you guys, in case you missed it. Okay. Ham's son is Canaan.
So Genesis 9:20-21. Noah, a man of the soil, was the first to plant vineyard. Vineyard, is that how it's pronounced? Vineyard, I'm sorry.
God love you.
Guess what? Wine is one of the oldest crops.
Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Well, he probably knew how to do that before the flood, so he wanted some wine after what he went through. So he drank some of the wine, became drunk, and laid naked in his tent. Okay? That's Genesis 9:20-21.
Okay.
Ham, 9:22, Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his father's nakedness, and he told his 2 brothers outside. Genesis 9:23. Sheen and Joseph, however, took a robe, and holding it on their shoulders, they walked backwards and covered their father's nakedness. Since their faces were turned the other way, they did not see their father's nakedness. Genesis 9:24-25. When Noah woke up from his wine and learned what was the youngest son had done to him, he said, Cursed be Canaan, the lowest of the slaves, shall he be to his brothers. Now this is
There's so much we could say, yeah.
Wait.
What is going
What does
on?
the baby have to do with?
Now we're talking about nakedness.
What does the baby has to do with the sins of the father? You know, like.
And how did Noah know what Ham was going to name his son?
Exactly. Okay, so. On the Jewish tradition, we had to do something very interesting. In the Jewish tradition, the nakedness of a man is not his body.
It's not his body.
No. It's his wife.
Yes. And I'm trying to pull up where in the Bible it says the sins of Canaan. Okay, and why later on we have to annihilate all of the Canaanites.
So basically what Ham did,
What did he do? Tell us.
he took advantage of the nakedness of his father. He took advantage of his mother. Because the nakedness of in the Jewish tradition of a person is his wife. And Canaan is the product of that union.
Oh.
And that's why Noah curses Canaan.